The Jontay Porter situation continues to get crazier and crazier as a new report has dropped revealing that Jontay Porter has apparently been betting millions of dollars over the past couple years on the FanDuel Sportsbook and is really ingrained inside of that betting culture. So we're going to break down what the latest report is saying, why it's not that great in terms of the circumstantial evidence that's building up against Jontay, and basically the latest, because I broke down in a recent video how Adam Silver directly addressed how Jontay Porter could be banished from the NBA if this all becomes provably true. And basically, things are looking worse and worse for Jontay. I kind of supported him, said banishment would be a lot, and I saw a lot of people disagree in the comment section. Some people agreed. I get what either side of things, I'm just sort of comparing it to other things people have done, but things aren't looking great for Jontay Porter here now at this point. So let's dive into what's really been going on. Basically, a new report has come out. This is the big headline that's been sent around. I was texted this from a bunch of people that aren't even watching basketball. This Jontay Porter thing, again, for Raptors fans, Jontay Porter hasn't been the most impact player. It's a really cool story, but, if he stays, if he goes, it's not going to have a crazy impact on the team's future. But this is breaking beyond our sort of Toronto Raptors bubble here now at this point. So I would send this sort of tweet from NBA Central a bunch saying that Jontay Porter owned and operated a VIP FanDuel account in Colorado that wagered millions of dollars in total from 2021 to 2023. Porter allegedly placed over 1,000 wagers at the sportsbook, and he was firing all the time. Now, in the context of everything going on, just that stuff in that headline makes things look really bad for Jontay Porter. It makes it feel like, hey, has he been betting millions of dollars on the NBA, the league that he's been in? Is that what's really happening here? No. We'll dive into the actual report from from Action Network HQ to really see what's happening underneath the scenes. Still not the greatest look, but not, with a bit of context, it's not a guaranteed thing that this money was going to elicit activity based off of him being in the NBA. Basically, the report has come out saying the Toronto Raptors center Jontay Porter, as we just read in the tweet, has operated and wagered over millions of dollars over 2021-2023. Multiple sources with direct knowledge have told the Action Network. One of these sources said that FanDuel did not accept any wagers from the NBA or college basketball from Porter, whose brother Michael Porter Jr. is a pivotal member of the Denver Nuggets that won an NBA championship in 2023. Porter alleged to place 1,000 wagers at the sportsbook and was firing all the time, according to what a source said. So basically, according to these FanDuel books, now DraftKings is the one where the serious investigations are sinking their teeth into, and apparently they didn't say, and it's not clear in the wording regarding this report, about whether or not Jontay tried to place wagers, tried to place bets with FanDuel. Maybe my betting lingo is subpar and I'm wrong on this, but there was no bets made in amongst these millions of dollars regarding Jontay Porter and the NBA. Because, again, I'm not sure the specific rules about NBA players being able to bet on, MLB games, NFL games, Lithuanian soccer leagues, whatever the heck you're interested in, but millions of dollars was bet on the app, but not in NBA or college games. So that's according to what FanDuel is saying there. Not sure about other leagues. That details weren't revealed. We weren't sure if he tried to place these bets on FanDuel and they just wouldn't allow it. But basically, those deals didn't go on in those millions of dollars being spent on Jontay Porter. The report goes on to say that Porter was a member of different NBA G League teams during the alleged wagering activities. Porter's FanDuel account activity ceased a few weeks before he signed his two-way contract with the Toronto Raptors, a source said. In March, Jontay was under investigation by the NBA due to irregular betting activity on his prop bets. During 2 games in the season where Porter, wagers were put on Porter to underperform in the most profitable bets of the day. According to DraftKings, Porter played and left both games with reported ailments. Each time, anyone who bet the under on Porter's prop bets ended up profiting. A request for comment made to Jontay was not returned. So, basically, Jontay Porter, this FanDuel stuff, different sportsbook than DraftKings, it doesn't seem to have a direct link. But what it's building up is evidence that Jontay Porter is definitely tight into the betting scene. He's also has these crypto trading accounts, sports betting advice Discord chats that we've previously discussed. So he is fully immersed in this betting culture, in this sort of situation. So it makes it less of a coincidence that, the circumstantial evidence that was brought up during this sort of, DraftKings thing where he failed to perform, and then a bunch of people made some money because he underperformed in those games, right? It makes it seem less out of the blue, so to speak, in regards to this evidence in terms of this investigation, everything that's going on along those lines. So, Jontay Porter, there's no evidence, there's no proof that his betting account personally was the one that ended up betting all the unders and making a ton of money off it. However, there is circumstantial sort of belief, I guess. There's fingers being pointed that, I guess has to be proved without or beyond reasonable doubt or whatever, that Jontay Porter could have been inside the situation, left these games, and other people made a bunch of money. Maybe he informed them, maybe he didn't. That's kind of what's going on with this situation. But basically, evidence is starting to build up. More details are being revealed in the investigation. As I broke down the other day, Adam Silver's come out and said that what Jontay Porter is accused of is a cardinal sin, and punishment could go as far as banishment from the entire NBA. And again, I made my points. I made my discussion on how we've seen players do things that I personally view as just like more immoral in the NBA. So they haven't been banished from the NBA. So why should Jontay? You guys all made good points in the comment section, back and forth. So a lot of people have scattered opinions on this. And yes, maybe it's a better way to look at it. Could be, hey, it's wrong that they were sort of banned. They weren't banished. If that stuff ended up being true and stuff like that. But there's no reason for, those wrongs to let slide to let this one slide. So that makes sense. The fact is, regardless if he's getting banished or not, this whole situation, unless there's evidence to prove that he's innocent probably at this point, there's no real team that's going to pick up Jontay Porter. That's just kind of the reality of it here now at this point. Jontay Porter is a guy averaging 4.4 points per game, can space the floor, was a guy that had some potential, man, 24 years of age, but struggles on the defensive end, dealt with some injuries and all that type of stuff. It just sucks to see. It sucks to see him just toss away his career like this, because again, there's not crazy evidence to prove otherwise. I'd be shocked to see another NBA team really pick him up here now at this point. But regardless, until we have a finalization in terms of the investigation from the NBA, his career is going to be on indefinite hold, definitely at this point. And it sucks. At least he got that moment with his brother to take the picture, in the jersey swap games. He had some career highs, he had some moments, but I don't know. It seems shady. It seems a bit grifty. More evidence will come out. It just sucks. It sucks. I'm kind of rooting for this guy. I root for our Toronto Raptors. I'm a homer at this point, right? Especially for a season like this. You're rooting for any positive storyline you can sort of grasp onto and run with, but it just keeps getting worse for Jontay Porter. But the report that's getting sent out, and I made this clarified at the start of the video, it's not proof that he's wagering millions of dollars on NBA games. That's not proven yet, but it shows that he's willing to spend big money and take big risks, because betting is a risk, in the NBA sort of space, or in the betting space, potentially in the NBA in the future. You connect the dots there. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. You guys are the best for making this far. It sucks to say, but Jontay Porter's career is probably done. But anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.